Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank y'all so much for coming back. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Smash notification button so that you don't miss an upload every time I post a video. As always, I'm not a financial advisor. I am not a fiduciary. I am an investor like you. I am in the trenches when the market is good, when the market is bad, when the market is ugly. I'm in the trenches with you so that we all can get to whatever our versions of financial freedom is. Remember, beware of scammers, spammers, fake pages, all of this stuff. If it sounds too good to be true, always confirm via my email, mommytradertube@gmail.com. So I have a good video for you all today. We're going to be talking about our dividends for the previous month. And I'm excited about these types of videos because dividend investing to me is one of my favorite types of investing. In addition to growth investing, that's where you get the biggest part of your return when it comes to your assets. But getting paid passive income is also a really good thing. I get this question often about, is passive income real? And absolutely passive income is real. Now, do I think real estate is passive income? No. And this is speaking from a position of having 4 homes and in the process of getting another one. To me, rental properties, though the IRS does state that rental property is considered passive, which is interesting. I'll have a little blurb up on the screen, but to me, it's more like a laid back active income versus passive income. But there are some legitimate sources of passive income, income that takes little to no effort from you. You do the work once and that's it. Dividends is one great one because you literally buy and hold. That's all. You don't get up and get dressed. You don't go to work. You don't do anything like that. You buy and hold, and that's pretty much it. And I think interest income is also passive as well. Royalty. So if you write a book or something, you do the work once, and then you can get royalties perpetually. So if like people who write songs, right? Mariah Carey, for example, that "All I Want for Christmas" song that she has, that's so popular, that's all ingrained in our mind. She did the work once. She wrote that song 30 years ago, probably. And every Christmas, Sister Girl is getting $5 million at least just from the song. So that is passive income to me as well. So today we are halfway through the year, right? July marks the halfway point. Will release a video this month talking about like an update on our financial goals for this year. So stay tuned. I only put 2 videos out a week. So that video will come sometime in July. But the great thing about June or the end of Q2 is that a lot of the ETFs and index funds pay out their dividends as well, the quarter end dividends. So your VTIs, your FX, AIX, your VOOs, SPLGs, all of that, they all paid out at the end of Q2. So I'm going to share some of those with you all. So I have my dividend book right here. I'm gonna turn it around so you can see it. So I made this, and really a lot of you have bought it. It's a great beginner tracking tool. So I'm a fan of tracking my progress, right? Not just looking on the app, but really tracking it in real time. I have it here, and then I put this information in a spreadsheet. That's just how I do things. It's a little bit of ADHD, but again, I believe in being organized about our finances. So I'm going to open this book and come to the month of June, and I'm going to so the previous month was kind of interesting because a lot of the normal QN ETFs that usually pay out their dividend paid out either July 1st or July 2nd. And the reason for that, and this is why I'm always tracking, is because whenever a dividend pays at the end of the month and the end of the month falls on a weekend like it did in June, what will happen is that dividend will pay out the following business day. And many times the following business day is the next month. So July 1st started on a Monday. So I am going to share with you what we received in SCHD and VTI, but those did pay like officially out July 1st and July 2nd. So I am going to give you 2 dividend income numbers. And the reason is because, one number paid exclusively all out in June from June 1st to June 30th. And then the other one is what it would have really have been if the weekend didn't fall at the end of the month, if that makes sense. That would have been our realistic number because for the longest VTI paid out in June. But again, it depends on how the end of the month falls or where it falls. So you're going to see some screenshots of your screen as well. And just so that you can see, I have it all written here, and I have it written here as well. Now, what I'm sharing with you today is from our taxable brokerage accounts or bridge accounts. And again, what I'm going to share with you today is Interactive Brokers, Robinhood, and The Fidelity Brokerage, which is formerly M1, because I transferred the money from M1. I did not want to pay no monthly fee of $3, especially when there's a ton of free brokerages out here. Why would in the world would I pay a monthly fee for having under $10,000? It just, to me, it just doesn't make any sense. So let's come to good old Robinhood. So we received a bunch of paychecks. I am not going to go over it all because it'll take forever and you can see screenshots. But the total is $313.31. That is the total if I did not count QILD and Coca-Cola, which was supposed to pay in June, because again, remember, the end of the month fell on the weekend, so they paid out July 1st. So if those did pay out when it was supposed to, instead of getting $313, we would have gotten $400.02. Okay. Some that stood out. So Main Street paid 2 times in the month of June. Once they paid on June 14th for $28.98, and then we got another one on June 27th for $37.13. So that's pretty cool. You talk about, almost $60, a little over $60 just from Main Street, which has been really treating us very, very well. We're up over 20% on that position, just dollar cost averaging every time we get paid. That's simply what it is. Coming down to Interactive Broker. So I did get a question that I wanted to answer here. Most of the time when you do get dividends, you are forfeiting growth, right? If a company is paying you out part of their profit, when they could be reinvesting it back into the company, maybe hiring more, people, maybe innovating more in services or products, whatever it is, they are instead paying you out a piece of the profit. So a lot of times when you are dividend investing, you are forfeiting growth. What I really love about our portfolios is that we have them structured so well. So for example, our Robinhood portfolio is up almost 10% year to date. Interactive Brokers is up almost 15% year to date. So again, it's just a testament to building your portfolios like strategically, right? Dividends are great, but you also want some type of growth too. That's why I like DGRO, because it's a dividend growth ETF. That's the reason why I like VYM, or the Vanguard High Dividend ETF. That's why I like SPLG, which is like the counter to VOO, is because, these are all great for growth as well. And it pays out, a small dividend on the side. So you can still get a little bit of both. But coming to Interactive Brokers, some of the ones that really stood out. So NVIDIA paid us 50 cents for the month of June. So remember, they did have their split. And, they had their split. And we've received 50 shares from our 5 shares. No, I have not bought any more. I get this question: have you bought any more? No, I said I wasn't. I was adamant about what I said. I think 50 shares is enough for right now. If it goes under $100, all bets are off. I'm just telling you that all bets are off if it's under 100. But right now, no, our average cost is about $47 and some change. We're just going to keep what we have. SPLG also paid out in Robinhood, which I have a little screenshot of, and it paid in Interactive Brokers. Interactive Brokers was $44.64. I have a huge SPLG update coming probably later this month. We met a big milestone, and I can't wait to share that with you guys. If you watch my investment plan video for the month of July, you kind of should know what I'm going to talk about. But the total in Interactive Brokers, without counting SCHD or VTI, because remember, they paid at the end, but because it was on a weekend in June, it paid out July 1st and 2nd. So just hold on. So without adding those, we received $282.76, which is not bad at all. If we counted SCHD, which did pay us on July 1st, and VTI, which did pay us on July 2nd, we would have received a whopping $935.15. So it's crazy how SCHD was $453.89. $453.89. It's just a testament to building up your share sizes. I cannot stress that enough. Build up your share sizes. You don't need a zillion different companies or ETFs. If you just buy and hold a few and work on building your share sizes, you can get a bigger dividend or a bigger return if that is what you're looking for. For this dividend payout for SCHD, we did get it reinvested. Come September, we will not. Okay, we are going to use this dividend of almost $500 to build up another position that we are working on. So that's a strategy that I know I use sometimes. I know some of you use it as well. You just use your dividend to build up another dividend, right? Another company or another fund. And so that is what we're going to do. VTI, we received almost $200 in a dividend, which is pretty amazing. That was also reinvested back into the position, but that's crazy. To me, this is what I like to see. Just 2 dividends. Both are ETFs. SCHD is not a single stock. VTI is not a single stock. But just having 2 ETFs at almost $700 is seriously amazing. And I love that my husband and I can see the results of our hard work. The total of Fidelity. Well, let me go over Fidelity real quick. So we received the several dividends in Fidelity. This is where I do our investing challenge. I did transfer this account from M1 and some that stood out. So we received a Google dividend of 24 cents in the month of June for XOM, which is Exxon Mobil, 95 cents. VTI paid out on July 2nd, and that was for $5.71. So when you add up all of those dividends, right, and you include VTI in that number, it's $13.26. So when you add up Fidelity, which is about $8,300, when you add up Interactive Brokers, which is almost $150,000, when you add in Robinhood, which is about $47,000, you add all those up, that's about 190 or something like that among just those 3. Remember, I'm not adding Moo, I'm not adding Share, I'm not adding Webull or anything like that. That's for my daughter. I'm not adding a Roth IRA, an HSA. I'm not adding the 401k. These are just these 3 taxable accounts. So I think that's pretty neat for just 3. If I add in all of the taxable accounts, we're over 200k. But I'm trying to just track just 3, these 3. And in regards to why I'm not counting Share or Moo or anything, that is for my daughter. She graduates next year, class of 2025, and we want to catch her up a little bit quicker, and that money is going to go to her. So if we add up the total dividends of what we were supposed to receive, okay, that would have been a whopping $1,348.43. We were supposed to receive SCHD in June, but again, it fell on the weekend, so it paid out July 1st. But if I count from June 1st to June 30th, what was paid and received, it was $603.62. So I'm happy for both of these numbers. To me, we received $1,348 because we actually did receive the money. What could that pay for? So listen to this. This video is going to be a little bit longer. This $1,348 that we received the past 5.5 weeks could have literally paid for the mortgage of one of the rental properties, which is about $1,283 is what the mortgage payment is on one of our rentals. But the fact that this dividend could pay that, and remember, our mortgages include property taxes, escrow, all of that type of thing. So the fact that the dividend could have paid it is insane. But again, this is why we're structuring our portfolios for this. So yes, we're getting dividends, and yes, we are still getting growth year to date. And please don't even let me tell you about the dividends we received in the Roth IRAs and the HSAs. I should make a video about that. I have to see. I'm already kind of behind. I only put 2 videos out a week, but this is why we do what we do and why we're so consistent. You want to build good habits. You don't want to give all of your money out in interest and in bills and expenses and not receive any interest, right? You want to make sure that your investments are growing, that your savings, that you're paying off high interest debt, right? We see the economy, we see inflation, we see the future. It looks pretty bleak, right? But we don't have to put our heads in the sand and be defenseless against it. You don't even have to shoot for $1 million. You could just shoot for having something, because something is better than nothing. So share with me down below 1 or 2 dividend stocks or ETFs that you received a dividend in, and for how much. I know my SCHD folks are going to come through because a lot of y'all have like 1,000 shares. We have 550. So I'm happy for our 550 shares. We are paused with SCHD, not buying any more for right now, and instead going to focus on putting our money into other ETFs and other stocks that we really like. So hope that you guys enjoyed the video on today. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. For those of you who are part of our book club, remember we're reading this book, The Millionaire Next Door. You are going to be reading chapters 4, 5, and 6. So remember, make sure you read. The audiobook is available on YouTube for free, so make sure you listen to it. If you want to join our book club / finance group, it's all like one big thing. We meet for 2 hours. Our next meeting is the 27th of July. Information is always down below. And if you want your own dividend book, information is always down below as well. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.